Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Bolo, bolo. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Mahamantra. Jai Balaram. Hare Hare, oh Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Oh, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Hare. Sri Baladeva Purnima ki jai. Oh glory to the assembled. Parivar Jagacharya Stutara Sattva Sri Srimati Sri Bhaktivedanta Swami Sri Prabhupada ki jai. Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki jai. Swaran Panduracharya Sri Prabhupada ki jai. Namacharya Sri Haridas Thakur ki jai. Prem se kaho Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Radha Sri Vasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda ki jai. Sri Sri Radha Krishna Gopi Gopinath Shyama Kunda Radha Kundi Giri Govardhan ki jai. Sri Vrindavan Dham ki jai. Navadvip Madhav Dham ki jai. Tulsi Devi Bhakti Devi ki jai. Gandamai Jamunamai ki jai. Sri Baladev Purnima ki jai. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to Sri Guru and Sri Gauranga. All glories to Sri Prabhupada. Gopinath Mandir, on this auspicious day of Sri Baladeva Purnima, we'd like to all welcome His Holiness Bhakti Charu Swami to Sydney Mandir. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Kurma Prabhu led such a beautiful Kirtan. I was thinking we can go straight to the class. And then maybe at the end we can have a little Kirtan. Kurma Prabhu ki. Jai. Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki. Jai. Baladev Jayanti ki. Jai. Jai Shri Shri Krishna Balaram ki. Jai. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. So, how are you all doing? You all are happy to be here on this auspicious day of Lord Balaram's appearance. So today is Lord Balaram's appearance day. This is the month of Shravan, and it's a Purnima, the full moon day of the Shravan Purnima. This is also the Purnima of Jhulan Jatra. Krishna, along with Radharani, swings in the swing in Vrindavan. So, Balaram Jayanti, Balaram's appearance day. Who is Balaram? Balaram is Krishna's elder brother. And who is Krishna? Krishna is the Supreme Personality of God. Krishna is actually the Supreme Personality of God. The original Supreme Personality of Godhead. So, Krishna is the original personality of Godhead. And from him, there are various expansions. The original Supreme Personality of Godhead resides in Golok, Vrindavan. And in Vrindavan, his first expansion is Balaram. Then from Balaram expands the Chaturbhuha of Dwarka. Chaturbhuha, the four quadruple expansions of the Lord, as Vasudev, Shankarshan, Pradyumna, and Aniruddha. Vasudev is the son of Vasudeva and Devaki. Kamsa got to know that his sister's son, the eighth son of his sister, who was very dear to him, is going to be the cause of his death. After the wedding, when just after Vasudeva got married to Devaki and he was taking Devaki to his house, Kamsa was driving the chariot. So at that time he heard that a voice from the sky announced that so affectionately you are driving the chariot, so affectionately you're taking your sister to her husband's house, but her eighth son is going to kill you. So upon hearing that, Kamsa immediately pulled out his sword and decided to kill Devaki. So this is the nature of intensely involved materialistic person. For the sake of their sense gratification, they don't hesitate to kill an object of their affection. In one hand, he was so affectionate to Devaki, like he was a king. I mean, he was the prince, and he was generally the warriors don't drive their own chariot. Just like a rich man doesn't drive his own car, he has a chauffeur. So they have their charioteers. So Kamsa was very affectionately taking her and her husband to their residence. Now, as soon as he heard that her son is going to kill, or their son is going to kill him, he decided to kill her. But Vasudeva reasoned with Kamsa. Kamsa, he was such a great warrior. And if you kill a woman, your reputation will be smeared. And besides that, you do not have to worry about her. You do not have any threat from her as such. If her eighth son that will be the cause of your death, that's the announcement. So I promise that as soon as the child is born, I will offer the children to you. Kamsa knew that Vasudeva was very honest, very truthful, so he will stick to his commitment. So he desisted from killing Devaki. And one after another, 6 children were born, and Vasudeva took the children right after the birth to Kamsa, and mercilessly Kamsa killed all those children, one after another. Then the seventh child was Balaram. Balaram appeared in the womb of Devaki as the son of Vasudeva, and soon after when Balaram was 7 months in the womb, he was transported from Devaki's womb to Rohini's womb. Rohini was another wife of Vasudeva. Due to the atrocities of Kamsa, different Jadus, different members of that family, took shelter of different personalities. They left the kingdom and went to different other places. And Kamsa, Rohini, Vasudeva sent Rohini to Nanda Maharaj's house in Vrindavan. So now Krishna's pastimes has specific relevance also. Krishna is performing his pastimes, but they have their relevance. Like Balaram, who is Balaram? Balaram makes all the arrangements for Krishna. Whatever Krishna needs, all Krishna's needs are supplied by Balaram. Like for example, when Krishna becomes Vishnu and he needs to lie on the Garbha ocean in water, then Balaram becomes Anantashesh and makes the bed. So Krishna's bed is actually an expansion of Balaram. All the articles of Krishna's worship are actually expansions of Balaram. Like in the temple, when you offer arati with chamara and ghee lamp and all that, they all are expansions of Balaram. So now Krishna is going to come in the womb of Devaki. So Balaram went there to make all the arrangements. And after making all the arrangements, now he has to go. So the arrangement was, it seemed that Devaki had a miscarriage. But Balaram, by the arrangement of Jogomaya, was transported to the womb of Rohini. And then Krishna appeared as the 8th child of Devaki and Vasudeva. So this is the wonderful arrangement of Jogomaya for Balaram to appear before Krishna as Krishna's elder brother. And in Golok Vrindavan, Balaram is eternally there as Krishna's elder brother. But in Golok Vrindavan, these pastimes don't take place. Birth and growth of Krishna. Krishna's childhood pastimes are not there in Golok. That's why our previous acharyas, especially Goswamis, pointed out that Krishna's Bhauma Leela, Krishna's earthly pastimes, are even more glorious than Krishna's Vrindavan pastimes, Golok pastimes. Because in Golok there is no childhood pastimes. Krishna doesn't take birth there. Krishna takes birth here in Bhauma Vrindavan, earthly Vrindavan. And what is earthly Vrindavan? Earthly Vrindavan is an extension of the spiritual sky. It's the Earth planet. Every universe has 14 planetary systems, and the middle planetary system is the Earth planet. And in every Earth planet, in every universe, there is a Vrindavan. And Krishna comes there. In that respect, Prabhupada gave the example of these dhams in the material nature, and the abodes of the Supreme Personality of the Godhead in this material nature is like the consulates or embassies of different countries. Like in Australia, you have US Embassy, German Embassy, British High Commission. What are those embassies? They're the extensions of that country. Although they are here in Australia, so the US Embassy in Australia, although it's in Australia, it's not Australia. It's USA in Australia. So similarly, Krishna's dhams are the extension of the spiritual sky in a material nature. So there is Vrindavan, where Krishna appears when the time comes. Then also another consideration, Krishna and Balaram doesn't appear in every Kali Yuga. Every Dwapar Yuga. Krishna and Balaram doesn't appear in every Dwapar Yuga. They appear once in a day of Brahma. And what is the duration of a day of Brahma? 1,000 Chaturyugas. Satya Yuga, Treta Yuga, Dwapar Yuga, Kali Yuga put together make a Chaturyuga or Dipa Yuga. And 1,000 such Dipa Yugas make one day of Brahma, and in a day of Brahma, Krishna comes in, the original Supreme Personality of Godhead. That also has been specified when he comes. In a day of Brahma, there are 14 Manus. The 7th Manu is Vaivashata Manu. And his duration of his reign is 71 Chaturyugas. Out of those 71 Chaturyugas, on the 28th Chaturyuga in Dwapar Yuga, Krishna, the original Supreme Personality of Godhead, comes. And when Krishna comes, Balaram also comes along with him. So, Balaram appeared before Krishna as the 7th womb of Devaki and the son of Rohini. Balaram actually was born in Vrindavan. Vasudev Krishna, the 8th son of Devaki, was born in Mathura. But original Krishna, again, was born in Vrindavan. Jiva Goswami, in that respect, pointed out that there were 2 Krishnas born at the same time. One is the son of Devaki, the other is the son of Yashoda. And he pointed out that the original Supreme Personality of Godhead Krishna, he never leaves Vrindavan. Vrindavanam parityajya kadapi na gacchati. He never leaves Vrindavan. So, son of Devaki and Vasudev is another Krishna. Krishna Anna Yadu Sambhuta. The Krishna who appeared in the Yadu dynasty is another Krishna. Meaning that is Krishna's expansion. Original Krishna's expansion. Vasudeva Krishna. So, Jasoda Nandan Krishna was born, and when Vasudeva took his son, Jadavendra Krishna, Jadava Krishna, they 2 Krishnas merged. And there was also a daughter was born. So he picked up the daughter. It was night, so he couldn't really see properly. And Jashoda was fast asleep. She didn't remember what actually happened. This again, Jogomaya's divine arrangement. Jogamaya can make even Mother Jashoda forget what happened. Jogama is so expert that she even makes Krishna forget something. So this is how these pastimes of Vrindavan was enacted. And Krishna and Balaram grew up together. There, Nanda Maharaj invited Gargamuni, the family priest of the Jadus, to give the names of these two children. And Gargamuni told him that if he, in a proper ceremony, gave the names, then Kamsa will suspect that these two boys are, especially Krishna, is Devaki's son, eighth son. So there is a concern that Kamsa may get to know and kill the children. Therefore, he, instead of having the ceremony in the palace, they had the name-giving ceremony in the cow shed, in the Goshala, away from everyone. And the names were given. The elder son was Baladev, or Balaram. His name was Ram, but he could see that this child will be very, very powerful. The strength, the Sanskrit word for strength is Bal. So Baladev, Balaram, is the source of all strength. And he could also see that this child was taken from Devaki's home to Rohini's home. So since he was attracted from one to another, he was known as Shankarshan. So in this way he got these two names. And then Krishna's name, as you know, he announced that this boy appears in 3 other yugas in 3 different forms. Sweta, Rakta, Tatha Pita, Idanim Krishnatam Gata. This child appears in white, reddish, yellow and dark color. Now he has appeared in his dark complexion, Krishna Tangata. So he gave him various names like Krishna, Vasudeva. Balaram he grew up along with Krishna, and as you know, why Krishna came? Krishna came to, one of the purpose of his coming was to kill the demons. Paritranaya sadhunam, vinashaya cha dushritam. Dharma samsthapanartha, to re-establish religious principles. Krishna comes. Krishna comes and kills the demons. And Krishna killed most of the demons in the Vrindavan pastimes. But Balaram killed a few demons. Mainly Dhenukasura, Pralambasura, and Divida and Rukmini. Dhenuka. Now here Prabhupada is pointing out, without the mercy of Balaram, one cannot get spiritual advancement. One cannot make spiritual advancement without the mercy of Balaram. So Balaram in that sense is the original spiritual master. How does one approach Krishna? Can one approach Krishna directly? No. One has to approach Krishna through Balaram. Therefore, Balaram is the original spiritual master, and all the spiritual masters are representatives of Balaram. Their credibility is that they are representing Balaram. When someone doesn't represent Balaram, he cannot become a spiritual master. Just as Sutta, Romaharshan Sutta was reciting Srimad Bhagavatam to an assembly of sages. Then Balaram came. Everyone stood up. But this personality, he was so arrogant, he thought that I am reciting Bhagavatam, I don't have to get up. He didn't get up. So Balaram just took a straw, touched him, he was dead. Meaning, spiritually dead. If one does not represent Balaram, then he cannot become a spiritually qualified person to lead others. One has to be the representative of the original spiritual master. So, Dhenuka means a donkey. And Asura means a demon. There was a donkey demon, ass demon. Do you know what the donkeys are famous for? Donkeys are famous for stupidity. In the material nature, people are generally very, very stupid. How? What do the donkeys do? I don't know whether you have that culture here in Australia, but in India, the donkeys are the beast of burden. They carry big loads. And because they're donkeys, because they're asses, they think that unless they carry this big load, they won't get their food to eat. The master gives the donkey a little bit of grass, and the donkey works for him throughout the day and night. Grasses, there are plenty of grasses everywhere. The donkey doesn't need to work for anybody. But because he's a donkey, he thinks that unless he works, he won't get his food. Similarly, in the material nature, everyone is struggling for his survival. But actually, there's no need to struggle like that. And then the spiritual master, Balaram, comes. What does he do? He tells them, what's the use of getting involved in this unnecessary materialistic activities? Just become engaged in your spiritual life, spiritual activity. That is what a bona fide spiritual master teaches his disciple. And what he teaches, that whatever you're carrying is simply for the sake of Krishna's pleasure. Carry, fine. Do things, work, but do it for Krishna. So, one day in Vrindavan, Krishna, along with his friends, were tending the calves. And the children became hungry, the cowherd boys. And then one of the boys suggested that nearby there is a tal forest. Tal fruit. Did any of you see a tal fruit? No? Okay, tal fruit is a very beautiful big fruit with purple color. And beautiful fragrance. This fruit has beautiful fragrance. And they said that there is a tal forest, so let's go and eat that fruit. Then some other boys said, no, don't go there, because that forest is the forest of Dhenukasura. And he doesn't allow anybody to go there. He eats up anybody who goes there in quest of tal fruit. He is so dangerous that even the birds don't fly over the forest out of his fear. So, but then others said, why should you worry? Krishna and Balaram is with us. Who cares for anybody? We are not afraid of any demon. Krishna can take care of any demon. So in this way they were conversing among themselves. And Balaram said, okay, who is that Dhenukasura? Who cares about him? Let's go and eat the fruits from Tal forest. And then everyone got very excited. Yes, Balaram is there. He is going to lead us to the Tal forest, and we will eat Tal fruits to our heart's content. And then Balaram, very proudly, like a maddened elephant, he just entered into the forest. He grabbed one tree and started to shake it. And that forest, all the trees were full of ripe tal fruits. So those tal fruits started to shake one after another tree. So hearing the sound of falling tal fruits, Dhenukasura became very, very angry. He screamed, who dared to enter my forest? And then he saw these little boys are eating the fruits, not caring for him. He got so angry that he charged towards Balaram. And donkeys, how they attack people? The donkeys kick one from behind, from the hind legs. So he came, turned around and tried to kick Balaram. And Balaram, as he kicked, he grabbed his legs. And he kept on wheeling him around over his head. And due to the spinning over his head, the Dhenukasura's life had left his body. Then Balaram let him go. He went flying and fell on top of some tal tree. And the tal tree broke, and the forest was so densely populated with the tal tree that because of one tree, the other trees also started to fall and break. Have you seen the cars? One car you make it fall and then the whole thing falls. That's what happened in succession. Then when Dhenuka was killed in that way, then his friends and his relatives came, angrily attacked Krishna and Balaram. Then Krishna and Balaram killed all these demons, family and friends of Dhenuka. Another demon that Krishna killed was Balaram killed was Pralambasura. Pralambasura was sent by Kamsa. Kamsa was sending one after another demon to kill Krishna and Balaram. Mainly Krishna. His target was Krishna. Like for who Kamsa sent, was the first one that Kamsa sent was Bhutana. The next one Shakatasura. Then Trinavartasura. Then Vatsasura. Then Bakasura. Then Aghasura. Then this way Kamsa was sending one after another demons to kill Krishna But what happened? One after another, Krishna killed all those associates of Kamsa who were actually very, very powerful demons. These demons were so powerful that even the demigods were afraid of them. So one such demon was Pralambasura. So Pralambasura considered that when we attack Krishna, whoever is attacking Krishna is dying. So maybe Krishna is very strong. It's difficult to kill Krishna. But if I can kill Balaram, and Krishna is so attached to him that when he'll see that Balaram is dead, he will die. So he thought that he would take a roundabout way to kill Krishna without really knowing who he was facing. So they had a very interesting game that they used to play. They used to divide the cowherd boys into two groups. And these two groups would fight with each other. They would select who they should fight. And so Krishna and Balaram divided the cowherd boys into two groups. Krishna's group, Balaram's group. And Pralambasura came disguised as a cowherd boy. So he knew that they would get into this game, and he was just waiting for this game to start. And when the game started, he was really excited. He said, now my opportunity has come. So he sided with Krishna's group, and he chose to fight with Balaram. So he was fighting, and then all of a sudden he picked up Balaram on his back, assumed his gigantic demoniac form, and he ran to kidnap Balaram. He thought he would take him to some distant place and kill him. At first Balaram was worried. So what's happening? He became a little nervous. Then Krishna told him, Balaram, remember who you are. And remember who this personality is. He came to kill you. So take care of him. So when Balaram heard that, then he just kept on hitting that demon on his head. And just one blow was good enough. The demon's head cracked into pieces and he was dead. And this is how Pralambasura was killed by Balaram. Another demon that Balaram killed, it was not in Vrindavan, but it was also in Vrindavan actually. And Balaram came back. Like this demon was Dvivida. Dvivida was a monkey. Srila Prabhupada described him in Krishna book as the gorilla demon. Very powerful monkey. Actually, in Ramchandra's pastime, Dvivida was in favor of Lord Ram. He was fighting Ravana on behalf of Rama. But in this pastime, he turned against Krishna. And he actually was a friend of a demon called Narakasura. And when Narakasura was killed by Krishna, he wanted to take revenge for his friend's death. So Narakasura was killed by Krishna, and Dvivida, his friend, wanted to take revenge. And he was waiting for the opportunity. So he could not really find Krishna. But when he saw Balaram at that time was sporting with the cowherd girls in Vrindavan. Balaram incidentally likes to drink a beverage called Varuni. Varuni is a beverage that that came out at the time of churning of the milk ocean. Varuni, Varuna is the predominating deity of water, the controller of water. So Varuni is Varun's daughter. And Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur has described that this Varuni is derived from honey. Honey is fermented and Varuni, wine, kind of. And Balaram is very fond of Varuni. Sometimes in Vrindavan, on this day, at night, they keep the big pots of honey for Balaram to drink. Balaram is fond of drinking honey, and especially Varuni, which is fermented, sort of. So Balaram was quite intoxicated. So when this gorilla, that Dvivida, came and saw that Balaram is sporting with all these beautiful girls, he came and he started to disturb them. He started to make obscene gestures, and then Balaram became very angry. So he picked up a stone and he threw at the monkey. The monkey dodged that stone, and then Balaram picked up his weapons. What is Balaram's weapons? Hala and Mushala. Hala means a plow, and Mushala is the cloud, the mess. So Balaram took his weapon, and this monkey demon, Dvivida, picked up a shal tree, and he hit Balaram on the head. Balaram just stood there. And being hit by the shal tree, huge tree, the tree became pulverized. Nothing happened to Balaram. Then Dvivida picked up another tree, smashed it on Balaram's head. Balaram just stood there. In this way it has been described that the entire forest was denuded, all the trees were uprooted, and Dvivida was smashing them on, hitting Balaram with those trees. And when all the trees were exhausted, all the trees were uprooted and there was nothing left, then Balaram picked up his, because the enemy now was unarmed. That is another thing about the Kshatriya warriors. If the enemy is without a weapon, he will not attack him with any weapon. So when he didn't have any more trees to pick up and attack him, then Balaram dropped his weapons. But with his hand he just slapped. And one slap from Balaram was good enough for Dvivida to leave his body. He died. So in this way, Balaram killed Dvivida. Balaram's wedding is also very interesting. Before Krishna got married to Rukmini, Balaram was actually married to Revati. Because it's a Vedic culture that elder brother gets married first. Now, long ago, that means 27, mind you, this is the 28th Chaturyuga of Vaivashata Manvantara. In the first Chaturyuga of Vaivashata Manvantara, there was a king called Kukudni. Another name of the king was Raivata. He was the king of a province called Anartha, and his capital was Kushasthani. very prosperous kingdom, very powerful king, and he had an extremely beautiful and extremely qualified daughter, Revati. So he was thinking, he was considering that my daughter is so beautiful and so qualified. She should be married to an appropriate husband, appropriate boy. So he decided to consult with Lord Brahma, like who should he offer his daughter to. So he went to Satyaloka, the abode of Lord Brahma. And when he arrived there, at that time, Brahma was listening to some music, some songs of some Gandharvas. So he didn't want to disturb Brahma. So he just waited there. And when the music stopped, he approached. And he showed the list of the boys that he was, list of the princes that he was considering. Brahma laughed. He said, none of them are there. 27 Chaturjugas went past. The time that you're waiting for me here, 27 Chaturjugas have passed. I mean, none of them are there. So anyway, soon Kali Yuga is going to begin. And Kali Yuga is going to be a terrible age. So quickly go back and you get her married to Balaram, the son of Vasudeva and Rohini. He is a personality of God himself. So him and Krishna have appeared to perform their pastimes on the planet, and as soon as they complete their pastimes, Dwapar Yuga will end and Kali Yuga will begin. So he came to Earth planet, came back to Earth planet, and he approached Balaram and told what Brahma said. Balaram said, fine. But there was one problem. This girl was coming from another age. So she was very tall. So Balaram took his plough and touched the plough on her head, and she shrunk. Became of regular height. And that's how Balaram got married to Revati. So Balaram's mercy is essential for spiritual advancement. Spiritual life means re-establishing our relationship with Krishna. And that relationship can be established only by Balaram's mercy. And when Krishna came as Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Balaram came as Nityananda. So it is by Nityananda Prabhu's mercy that we can get the mercy of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, or we become eligible to approach Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So this is a very important thing to remember. Like without Balaram's mercy we cannot approach Krishna. Without Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, without Nityananda Prabhu's mercy we cannot approach Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Hano Nitai Vine Bhai Radha Krishna. Without the mercy of Nityananda Prabhu, we cannot approach or we cannot receive the mercy of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And it is through the mercy of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu we receive the mercy of Radha Krishna, because Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Radha Krishna. So today is Balaram's appearance day. So let us all pray to Lord Balaram that in this most auspicious day we can humbly submit ourselves to His lotus feet and approach Him for His mercy. Jai Shri Shri Krishna Balaram ki Jai. Gaur Premanande. So as I mentioned earlier that we can have a little Kirtan at the end of the class. Okay, is there any question or comment? Just a few minutes maybe. Yes? Yes.
Maharaj, you mentioned that, thank you so much for enlightening us about Lord Balaram. You mentioned about Dvivida, that he was a friend of Lord Ram. How did he become an enemy in the next?
Well, yeah, that's the thing. Like in Ramchandra's pastime, they were siding with Ramchandra to fight with Ravana. But when Krishna came, they failed to recognize him as Lord Ramchandra. Like Jambavan couldn't recognize Krishna, so he fought with him. Then when he saw that the offerings that he was making to Krishna, offering to Ramchandra, is coming to Krishna's feet, then only he recognized that this is Krishna, this is Ramchandra.
The eighth child of Vasudeva was going to kill Kamsa. Why did he feel threatened by the first seven?
Yeah, okay, thank you. The eighth son was destined to kill, that was the prediction. And Kamsa felt that also. Kamsa felt that, well, this is the first child, so I'm not to be threatened by him. And he actually returned the child to Vasudeva. Said, no, take him back. But when Kamsa went back, then his friends gave him the advice that don't trust. And some scriptures actually say that it was Narad Muni who actually told Kamsa that which way eighth? Back front to back, or back to front? And why Narad Muni did that? Because he considered that if the child survives, then the next pregnancy will take longer time. But if the child dies, then the pregnancy will be quicker, so Krishna's appearance will be accelerated. So that is how Narad Muni advised, and so Kamsa didn't trust. He didn't want to take any chance. He wanted to kill. He just kept killing.
Bad association.
Bad association. Well, it's a Narad Muni's association. But with Narad Muni's thing, it is different. But anyway, let's consider that because due to his advice of his ministers, he kind of got into that.
Again, the Krishna book, it mentions the other story, right?
Yes.
Ministers.
Right, ministers, yeah. And so another thing is that Krishna's pastimes also bears a very special significance also. That in order to approach Krishna, in order to make progress in spiritual life, the first we have to get rid of the 6 enemies. Lust, greed, anger, illusion, and pride and envy. So these 6 children are actually representing those 6 things. The 7th is Balaram, the mercy of the spiritual master. Then only we become qualified to approach Krishna. Yes?
Maharaj, you said how rare it is that Krishna appears. And I was just wondering, how rare also Mahaprabhu's appearance is.
Very good point.
Is it always that Mahaprabhu always appears after Krishna?
Only after Krishna comes.
time Krishna comes, then Mahaprabhu always
Then,
comes.
yeah, that means once in a day of Brahma also. And same thing with Prabhupada. So can you imagine how fortunate we are? We appeared, we took birth in this 28th Chaturjuga of Vaivashvata Manvanta in Kali Yuga, after Chaitanya Mahaprabhu performed his pastimes and Srila Prabhupada appeared. Had we come earlier, then we would have missed the boat. Hare Krishna, Gaur Premanande, Jai Shri Shri Krishna Balaram ki, Jai Shri Shri Balaram Jayanti ki, Gaur Premanande.
His Holiness Bhakti Charu
Quick announcement, because we've got bigger visitors, more visitors than usual, we'll start our Julan Yatra doing Aarti. And would like to humbly request you to keep it orderly, so maybe we suggest that those ladies who want to go first, and we sort of don't disturb the Aarti and Kirtan, but we'll probably go till later with Julan Yatra, so we'll start now. Thank you. Hare Krishna. I just want to remind you also that Bhakti Charu Maharaj will be back in Sydney in a few days, and there's a schedule for his lectures on the door. Please have a look so you can follow Maharaj's visit. Thank you.